Thank you once again for joining us on the newsroom. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives have resolved to appeal the judgment which directed the Attorney General of the Federation to delete Section 8412 of the newly signed Electoral Act. This followed a deliberation on the court order during Wednesday's plenary in the lower chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja. The lawmakers insisted that the clause was directed at political appointees and not civil servants, saying the court passed a judgment on the matter which was not included in the Electoral Act passed by the National Assembly. They also questioned why the National Assembly was not joined as a respondent to the suit, stressing that the section of the judge was an aberration. The Cross River State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has described the judgment delivered by the Federal High Court in Abuja, sacking 20 lawmakers who defected from the PDP to the All Progressives Congress as victory for the electorate in Cross River State. The judgment was delivered by Justice Taiwo Taiwo in a suit filed by the PDP. In a statement by the State Publicity Secretary of the party, Mike Ojisi, the party congratulated the electorate for standing formidably with the PDP while assuring them of more victories ahead. The Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal has kicked against the idea of zoning of the presidency. Speaking after consultations with former presiding officers of the State House of Assembly and the House of Representatives in Abuja, the presidential hopeful also cautioned the PDP to focus on winning elections, yet that the party would have the liberty to share power only after it had successfully won the 2023 elections at the center and in the states. The World Health Organization says the authorities in several European countries have lifted coronavirus restrictions too brutally as they are witnessing a rise in cases likely caused by a more transmissible COVID-19 strain. Speaking at a news conference, WHO Europe Director Hans Kluge said European countries need to be optimistic but vigilant about the pandemic's development, adding that cases were on the rise in 18 out of 53 states in the region. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has disbursed over 29 billion naira to companies that applied for the 100 for 100 policy on production and productivity (PPP). The Apex Bank also released 19.15 billion naira to finance 5 large-scale agricultural projects under the Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme, bringing the total disbursement under the scheme to 735.17 billion naira. The 100 for 100 PPP project is a financial instrument that aims to increase the flow of money and investment to firms that have the ability to catalyze long-term economic growth and boost productivity. Sudan has denied the presence of a Russian private military contractor in the country. The denial follows a joint statement by British, American and Norwegian envoys that Wagner Group personnel had been engaged in social media disinformation campaigns and illegal gold mining in Sudan. The authorities accused the Western diplomats of attempting to draw Sudan into the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Also, Russia's mercenaries have been accused of committing human rights abuses in the neighboring Central African Republic. The chaos engulfing Chelsea following sanctions imposed on Russian billionaire owner Roman Abramovich has sparked fresh debate over the sources of money that fuel Europe's richest league. The Premier League club had their assets frozen after Abramovich was targeted by the British government following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, leaving them to cope with a ban on ticket sales and merchandise. However, rights group Amnesty has raised concerns over the purchase, saying it was an attempt to sportswash the Gulf Kingdom's human rights record. And that's it from the newsroom. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.